Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
The Seahawk, last seen in the wild on Guam way back in 1989. On island now, Dr. Axel Morenschlager. He heads the Calgary Zoo's Science and Conservation Branch, and he's one of several visiting conservation experts putting heads together with local counterparts to help save the Seahawk.
Simple. They've been extinct in the wild for 30 years, right? They almost went to global extinction, but there were some courageous people that took action at the right time to bring the last ones into safe harbor, into zoos where they've actually been bred, where the numbers have been increasing.
Zoos worldwide, to include the Cincinnati Zoo and the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago, have helped kingfisher numbers increase. Of the 140 Seahawks left in existence, a paltry 10 live on at the Department of Agriculture's breeding site. The conference focusing on how to breed Seahawk populations in the wild, similar to successful efforts to breed the cuckoo bird on Cocos Island in Molesso.
We're actually putting all options on the table. In fact, the very first step is to say, what is it that we really want? What is it that we want? Is it all just about that we want the species to do well? Or is it that we want things for the ecosystem? Is it something that we want for the cultural connections? And then we take all of those things into account to say, all right, what are the different options that we have in terms of place, in terms of technique, in terms of the kind of engagement with people that we would have to bring success about in whatever way we care for the most.
Up in the air right now, how to bring bred in captivity Seahawks to Guam, since an agreement to fly the birds in on a local airline have fell through. Also at issue, where to put the Seahawks. Guam and Kosarai have been discussed as options. The decision makers are also considering factors like the brown tree snake and human impacts to the environment, keeping in mind a controlled environment is hard to come by in the wild.
When we weigh the different options, we need to take all those things into account. How can we basically maximize the conditions that are positive, and how can we minimize those things that are negative, right? And how can we be smart over time? How can we try something in a certain place, learn from it, adjust, and then be courageous and take further actions?
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.